everybody, and welcome to Inside the Booth. We're so glad that you're here. I am one of your hosts, Tabitha, and of course, we have David, and we've got Dan with us today, and we also have a very special guest. But we're going to quickly remind you to ring the notification bell if you are already subscribed to our channel, because you don't want to miss all of our up-and-coming shows. And if you're not subscribed, why not? So go ahead and subscribe. Be sure to like this, vanquish the like button, leave us some comments. We love to interact with our audience as we move the show along. And we're excited to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife with you today. So without further ado, let's let Dan talk about the stuff.
Ooh, merchandising. Where the real money of the podcast is made. Get yourself a mug, t-shirt, koozie, and more.
Because they keep you cozy?
That's right, they do.
I haven't heard that before.
At www.insidethebooth.tv.com and /shop is the merch. But you can check out the whole website and have fun looking at stuff and everything else. All right.
That's right. You don't have anything else to say? I thought you had more.
And we also have a...
Did you write anything down?
No, I didn't. We also have a giveaway prize that we will talk about at the end. It's going to include 2 DVDs, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. It started off with a little Peter Venkman and this, and then it grew with a couple of pictures from Tabitha and a couple of things from Davey White from Whitey Wicked Workshop. So make sure you stay tuned to the end so you can know what to do on how to get your prize winning thingy. All
right. And I'll do
Everybody
it for
wants
you,
a prize winning thingy.
Yes. Who doesn't want a prize winning thingy? And I'll do it for my brother because he forgot. Tabitha is going to be on another show Wednesday, right, Tabitha?
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to be on Welcome to the Rebellion podcast with Drunk 3PO.
There you go. And then Dan is going to be on a show tomorrow night with
Maria.
After the weekend.
After the weekend. What's the channel is Unlocking Lure, and it's with Maria and R2 the Icky.
There you go. So
talking about Dan's favorite topic.
Yeah. That's right. My favorite topic will be talked about. We'll be doing Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Surprise.
All month long.
That's right.
Awesome. Is there anything else before I bring on our special guest?
Go for it.
No? Okay.
Wait, let me think.
Hang on, let me say something. Sketchy Guy, no spoilers yet, so you can watch half of the podcast now, and then we'll let you know when we get into spoilers.
Yes, we'll do the movie review towards the end.
That's right.
You don't want to miss this part. We're inter-reviewing Angela Clark.
Somebody special.
All right, here we go. Now, without further ado, Angela Clark from Voiceovers. Sorry, I totally messed it up.
One more time.
Did you write it down?
Do it again. Did you write it down?
No. Sorry.
Cut, action, go. Do it again.
Angela Clark. Wait a minute. She's right behind me. Hold on. Voiceover Services.
What are you talking about?
There we go. Angela Clark, Voiceover Services.
Angela Clark
here tonight with us on Inside the Booth.
Well, thank you. Boy, you got that out.
See, it wouldn't be an Inside the Booth moment if one of the Arena brothers didn't mess it up.
Didn't struggle
tonight.
A little bit.
Tonight it was me.
That's right. That's right. One of the Arena brothers always messes something up.
That's right. That's what makes us fun, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
And I got the merch too.
I was shaking Angela. I couldn't find my
See that, everybody? Go get some merch. Go get some merch.
Very soft, very comfy, very high quality.
There you go.
Nice.
Nobody even paid me to say it.
No.
Nice.
Somebody remember to slip Angela 20 after the show.
I'll take the prize thingy.
Right. Special prize.
That's
thing.
right.
Special prize thingy. Awesome. And don't forget, down in the description box below is all of Angela's stuff. So visit her page, her pages, visit her YouTube channel, visit her on Rumble, and like it, subscribe to it. We want to support her. We want to get her up to 100 subs. Yeah, 100 subscriptions. Sorry, I'm like, so like my tongue is like blah, blah, blah. Anyways,
right.
So
It's like the price thing.
Should have thought about that before
That's
you
right.
came.
You forgot to practice your talking.
That's right. I forgot to practice. I've done a lot of talking in my life. But still can't do it.
See, Danny's
Still
putting all
can't
this
do it.
pressure on you.
Yeah,
right.
I think at a certain point in the day, my brain just goes like, I can't
Mush.
form words anymore. Yeah.
Today
That's about
seems
it
that
with me.
way for me.
Of course, the day that you're on the podcast, you're like, I can't talk.
Yo, listen, this is a lot for me, okay? As the ghost, I'm on 2 shows in a row right now, okay?
That's
Last
right.
Sunday, this Sunday. I mean, this is a lot of work for me, guys. I'm telling you.
And Dan's
Good
like,
thing
hold my
he's
beer.
making the big bucks. That's right.
That's right. That's right. Nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes, though. Right, bro?
That's right. That's right.
David looking for some support, right? Right?
Help!
That's right.
Help!
I am fascinated with what's behind Dan.
Oh, he's
Thank
got
you.
lots of
There's
stuff.
so much there. I feel like I need to maybe
Just
put
look
you on
at
the big
everything?
screen.
Okay.
He's got proton packs.
Here,
galore
why don't
back
you-
there.
Yep. I'll do it.
Widen yourself up. There you go.
Is
Number?
that a Winnie the Pooh light?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
The first thing she notices is the Winnie the Pooh lamp. I love it.
See that.
Right next
Zach,
to the
there will be
Star Wars
spoilers
Yeah,
later
Star
on. Not
Wars
right now,
stuff.
though. Not right now.
What? Who you
I'm
talking?
just telling Zach that there will be spoilers towards the
Oh.
end, not now.
Oh, at the end. Yeah. Not now. We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll scream spoiler or something.
That's
Too
right.
cool.
So I got some proton packs, some Star Wars, some Ghostbusters,
got it
some
all.
Winnie the Pooh, some
It's just like Winnie
That-
the Pooh. It seems
that,
random.
yeah, the
The
thing
most random
that thing holding the guy holding the mask there is a monkey that has a banana with him.
Oh my word.
You
Haven't
can't
seen
see
that
it, but on
franchise.
this side of me, there's a lot more other stuff. I got Mario, Super Mario Brothers stuff. I got the Incredible stuff. I got Batman
Yeah.
stuff, just little things, and I
So-
just kind of.
It's a good thing you don't pick up your
Yeah.
camera and try to move it. We might lose you.
I probably would lose me. I don't
You're
want to try
tempting
it.
him, David.
I know.
Let me just show you everything that I have.
Is that a kneeling Qui-Gon Jinn or Obi-Wan Kenobi in the background?
He's-
Obi-Wan?
He's not kneeling, but it is Qui-Gon Jinn, and
Ah,
okay,
he's just
okay.
standing in a ready stance. I can't
Crouch.
I don't know.
Okay.
A ready stance with a stick from a proton pack. That'd be cool.
Nice crossover.
Yes, more crossovers.
We love that.
I got a crossover to share later, but
Yep. All right.
all right.
That's enough of me. No one came here for me tonight, so
No,
Oh, that's not true. Surely not.
enough of me. More about me. Okay. All right. So, oh my gosh, it's already starting. Hi, Tabitha.
it
How are you doing?
has started.
I'm doing all right.
Anyways, Angela. So,
Skip
tell
over
us.
Tabitha.
That's right. We're gonna
I'm an
bounce.
open book. What do you want to know?
All right.
What's your
Angela.
social security number?
How much
Dang,
money do you have
not
in the
that
bank?
Nice.
What's your credit card number?
Right. Take a step back.
This is inside the tangent. All right, here we go. So, Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself tonight. share with us, who are you? Where are you from? Well, maybe not where you're from, because this is the internet. We don't want to do that. But,
Well, you could say, like
how you
what
got...
state you're from or something.
I am on the East Coast in good old Pennsylvania.
Sweet.
Born and raised here, but I do love to travel as much as I can. I am a voice artist, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I've had several businesses throughout my life. I started out as a salon owner, and I still own that salon. I'm not behind the chair as much anymore because of this, but I still own it. I love my employees. I take that responsibility of being the person that employs them. I take that very seriously. It is a joy and very much a blessing. But I got into voiceover because I was going into a radio station doing commercials for the salon. And I loved it. I always loved it. And about 10 years ago, I looked it up, like, how do you get into that? And all I found was you got to live in California or New York, and you got to go into a studio and, blah, blah, blah. And so I kind of pushed it aside. And a couple of years ago, again, I went back because I really liked that. And, I Googled it again, and it had changed. Technology has changed so much that it was something that I could get training for right here and cool. I can work right here. And so I took classes and coaching and all that good stuff. I did it all from home. And when we got shut down, for COVID, ghost out.
Yeah.
When we got shut down for COVID, man, I was so grateful. I was working right here. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Awesome. Cool.
I don't even know if I answered anything you asked me, but I will ramble. So
that's all right. We like to ramble.
You're from Pennsylvania, so
yeah, that's right. That's right. You started in a salon and wanted to do voiceover. We got all that.
Yeah,
pretty good. That's really interesting.
It is cool.
Yeah, it is.
We've done other like years ago. I started a thrift store and compassionate ministry center, and that's still up and running. I started that obviously with a team of people, and that was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Really taught you how to love someone and smack them at the same time. Very valuable life skills. Exactly.
Beautiful. So, all right. Well, you kind of answered a couple of my questions already. So
all right.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm still a novice when it comes to interviewing people. So my brother's probably a little better than me now because he spends more time doing this stuff since I've ghosted out a couple of times in the season.
In the season? I like it.
In the season. But anyway, so, all right. Where did you start first? YouTube or Rumble? Because I found you on Rumble. So
you did find me on Rumble, but I got my start on YouTube. Yep, definitely.
Sweet. Do you have more followers on Rumble or on YouTube?
On YouTube, because I'm just more faithful at posting on YouTube.
Ah, yes.
I had a voiceover coach that I worked with one-on-one. I met with him one time a week one-on-one, another time a week in a group session. So I was meeting with him twice a week, and he kept telling me, you've got to get on social media. You've got to get on social media. And I'm like, I don't wanna. But so then I just started diving in and everywhere I could, and it is very, very beneficial. Growing any kind of business online, you've got to get yourself out there on every platform.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Because I stalked the people that I wanted to learn from. So
right, there you go.
Friendly stalking. And people do the same to me. When people want to hire me, they'll contact me. Hey, I saw your Facebook ad, and then I went to your Twitter, and then I found you on YouTube, and then I went to, and that they follow you everywhere before they contact you. I hear that more often than not. they've checked
It's
me
almost
out
like
on
its
several
own background
platforms.
check of how many
Yeah.
social media platforms do you have, you know?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
What does your voiceover sound like? Things like that. Yep. That's cool. That's cool.
Well, so when did you start getting on YouTube and Rumble?
I'd say Rumble's time sure flies. I bet I've only been on Rumble maybe a year. YouTube just a little bit longer than that, probably 2 years.
Okay.
Now, as Clark VO Services, I gotta say, we had this odd family tradition of making really funny family videos.
Oh, nice.
They are still out there somewhere.
Somewhere in the internet world.
Once it's on the internet, you can't get rid of it.
Internet is so scary.
I call it my legacy, like we have photo albums, but I don't know that my grandkids will ever look at that. But I hope that one day they'll find, their grandmother on YouTube and be like, oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Yes.
And be like, that is our heritage, kiddos, right there.
Nice. Aw. Yeah, it's kind of the way to go anymore. Like you said, it's like photo albums, not exactly in existence anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well, a
still
couple
has
of years
some.
ago, my mom found an interview that somebody did, a documentary that somebody did about my great grandfather who had started this little church in the middle of nowhere. And she found it on YouTube. And we watched
Wow.
it. And
Wow.
I had never met him. So it was just the coolest thing. Like, oh my word, that's my great grandfather. I don't even know how, it was a college that had done the documentary, and then somebody just in the past couple of years had put it on YouTube. And that's what got me like, oh my word, how cool is that you can find a great grandparent that none of this stuff existed, and I get to watch him. It was just really, and it's like a
That's
connection.
beautiful.
That is so cool.
That is.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
your great grandchildren will watch you.
Yep.
Hopefully
I'm
they'll
kinda
say,
scared
that's so
about
cool.
I know, right? They'll be like, was that Winnie the Pooh in there?
What's Winnie the Pooh doing behind him? All right. Well, if you must know, the Winnie the Pooh lamp was a
Here we
giveaway
go.
a long time
Here we
ago.
go. Here we go. Back when we first started.
When
our
we
first
first started,
giveaway.
our first giveaway, nobody wanted it. So,
But what did we give
Know
away?
your
though?
audience.
We gave
away a DVD,
Baseballs.
Spaceballs, the movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Was that like a combined thing? Like you were going to give away a Winnie the Pooh lamp and Spaceballs?
Yes.
Really?
He didn't want the lamp. He just wanted the movie.
I mean,
too funny?
Oh, you guys, if you watch our stuff like from 4 years ago, some of it's a little cringe. So
But,
it'd be fun to
but it's
watch and
fun.
laugh
it's
at.
for the great grandkids. Don't worry. That's
That's
specific.
right.
That's great. That'd be like trying to give away a DVD of The Force Awakens and like the glass slipper from Cinderella. Like it just
There you go. Why? Because.
Because
I
it's a
loved
great
that
giveaway.
Spaceballs movie.
It
Now
is.
you got me thinking about that. I think I watched that over and over and over and over as a kid.
Yep. me
Yes.
too. Yep. High school. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. Some of the movies.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower. Which, by the way, everybody, we will get a flamethrower one of these days. To
one
sell.
of these days.
Inside
seen-
the booth, a flamethrower.
That's right. I've seen.
Well, if we
someone
don't
else
sell
on
it,
YouTube
we're
with
definitely
one.
gonna have it. Like it'll be the mascot of Inside the Booth.
There you go. We'll have to
Sweet.
sell it, and then make another one, and then sell that.
Why
So
don't
hopefully-
we do like a auction it off? Do
There
an
you go.
auction.
Always do like an auction. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm telling you, the redneck flamethrower, a box of matches, and hairspray,
That's it.
and put our sticker on it.
Box of matches. You really want to burn yourself.
All right, Angela, I got a question for you now. In the voiceover world, is there somebody that has inspired you, like a specific person that inspired you to do voiceover, other than you just stepping into it, doing radio shows or radio commercial?
I think there's an instructor that I found on YouTube. Anybody that's in voiceover knows him, but his name is Bill DeWeese, and he offers training and lots of free stuff. And I spent like 3-4 months just studying everything he had out there. And then I found a guy named Anthony Pica, who I stalked him as well. And he's the guy that I hired to be my coach. But both of these guys started from nothing and built a voiceover business in the industry when people said they couldn't do it. And so that kind of stuff is like, I thrive on something like that. That's really great. And both of them are really, really good teachers. Like I searched around to try to find somebody to coach, but I wasn't interested in somebody just trying to sell me something. I was looking for a good teacher. And so I ended up, Anthony is the one that I worked with for over a year. And I still work with Anthony now, but now he's actually started a school. It's called A VO's Journey Elite Academy. And I'm actually one of his coaches. So
nice.
Very, very much an honor. And when he first asked me, I was like, I really don't think I'm experienced enough to teach somebody. But he asked me to teach business development. And so in that respect, yeah, okay, I've been a business owner for 20 years. So, I'm just honored. It really is. As a teacher, you always learn more than the students, I think. So it's a really fun experience teaching. I'm basically teaching voice artists how to approach it as a business, treat it as a business, because they're a lot of them are artists, which is, it can be, building a business can be really difficult. So it's just been another unexpected joy, in building a voiceover business. It's been a blast. But I would say first Bill DeWeese, because I thought he made it sound like I could do it. And then Anthony just brought it right home and said, yeah, you can do it. This is exactly how you do it. And it was just amazing. It's been a roller coaster ride, but it is so much fun.
That's awesome. Have you bumped into any other voiceover celebrities in this journey?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
One
I'm
day.
getting there.
It's coming.
We have a question from JT Gunter asking if you know Steve Woods or Lisa Malay. He's worked with them before, and he thinks that they know Bill.
They probably know Bill. I don't know them, but I would love to.
There you go. That's right.
It can be quite a solitary business, because my booth is right here to the side of me, and it's just this tiny space. And
I love your booth. I love your videos with your booth. Like, that's so cool looking.
I've made it me, but and I love it in there. But yeah, you're in there. You're not getting up and going to work. You're not. So I love that coaching class because I get to talk with other voice artists and I take classes still, to get to socialize with other voice artists and meet them, and that's a blast.
It's awesome.
Not as much fun as this, though.
There you go. This is the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. It's fantastic.
We aim to please.
Last week I was in at the salon and I was overdoing my nails. And I had your show playing.
Nice.
That's awesome. Thank you. Which episode?
Caught up. I thought,
we
oh my
travel
word, my
now. People
employees
listen
have
to us.
no clue. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing over there.
Well, depending on which episode you're listening to, if you're listening to it out loud, people will be like, "What?
I know.
What is this?"
We've had some episodes.
Oh yeah, yes we have. All right. Oh, gotta ask this question because my daughter wanted me to ask this one. Why do you make those silly voices?
That is my favorite question because that is my favorite thing. I am just such a big giant geek, and making those voices and characters, that is my favorite part of voiceover. It is probably 90% of what I do.
Awesome.
And I do it because they pay me to do it, and it's just so much fun.
They pay me to do it.
I was thinking about it, over the last, I don't know, 2-3 months. I do voiceover every single day, and every day I do character work, so it's hard to keep track. I forget what I've done, but some of the funniest things, I've done a southern robot with an attitude who's not quite programmed right, so like halfway through an insult, I'll have to add, insult not found. I've done the voice of a bidet.
A bidet. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Sorry, it wasn't.
I've never thought about what a bidet would sound like.
I was the butt. It was a very cute butt.
Interesting.
Christmas is coming, so I've got a little elf voice that I've done a lot this past week. It's just I love it. Every job is a new adventure. It's so much fun. Character voices are by far my favorite.
So, are you allowed to share any of the characters that you have done?
You know what? I'm sure you probably wouldn't even. I haven't done anything like on national TV or anything like that yet, so you wouldn't recognize them unless you hear that bidet commercial.
Here's a question from Matt 6. He says, "Have you already asked her?" Okay, asking us about your dream voice. Do you have a dream voice? Who would it you really want to voice and hasn't yet? But you haven't yet.
I don't have anybody like in particular that I would want to imitate, but I can tell you, since I do a lot of character work, like I do a lot of character work for indie artists or startup companies, and they're trying to land a show. So a lot of my work is these guys that are just getting started and they're presenting a show. So man, that would just make me so happy if my grandkids would turn on the TV and grandma is their voice, of character. That would be like, yes, that's me. I did do a yellow pencil for a little kids program. And
nice.
My granddaughter is 3 and I was showing it to her and I said, Gracie, that's grandma. And she goes, uh-huh. And that one's me.
First off, I can't even believe you have a grandchild. Like I thought she was just talking about like in the future, years and years and years down the road.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's true.
Well,
So, Angela, you're a grandma?
I am a grandmother. I have 3 kids of my own. My youngest will be 20 next month. And my son is married with 2 kids. So he's given me 2 grandchildren that I love. They're 3 and 1.
Nice.
I never would have thought you
I know. Me
were
either.
at that. Yeah.
Well, thank you. You are a dear.
Well, if you think about it, if you marry young, you can have grandkids when you're still
Well,
young.
I know I mean, that's science. If you marry young, you can't have grandkids. But I just didn't think that you were old enough to have grandkids.
That's funny.
Well, thank God for hair color.
And good genes, I'm sure. Do you ever?
All I can claim is the hair color.
Do you ever do like David kind of asking was like, basically sharing voices? Do you ever have to do like a sample? Like, I've heard some voice actors, they'll do like a sample sentence and change the words to different characters as they finish the sentence. Have you ever done something like that?
I don't know. I know I haven't done that. I will do a lot of, I have a pretty good range. So I get booked quite a bit to do several characters in one script, which that in itself, I guess, is a learned thing. But because you gotta work it out. Okay, I want this person to sound this way, and normally I'll give like for each character, I'll give the buyer, the client, I'll give them like 3 versions of each character and let them pick which ones they want. And then when I'm doing that script, I got to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, I love it. So much fun. And I really like developing that character.
Okay. Right. Now that's cool. So what in a script, do you do kind of like audiobooks too? Have you done?
I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
That's where I got my start.
Is that that's where you got your start?
Yes. I have done, and it's a lot. I have done over 100 audiobooks.
Oh wow.
Some of them I don't have my name on them. I won't claim them, but some
because they're bad, huh?
But when
you got paid.
I first got my start with a company that would feed me like 3 books a week. I would do for them now like 30,000 words, like 3-hour books. But I was doing 3 a week, but I wasn't editing them, so I was just reading. But it really, really taught me a lot about breath control, and like this mic I have beside me. Actually was just a cheap USB mic that I got started with and did a lot of those books with. But when you invest in really good equipment, if you don't have that breathing right, it's going to be harder with that really good equipment because it's picking up everything. So having to do those book after book after book after book really taught me breath control and how to read ahead while you're reading, how to read ahead. And so you can see what's coming. And it also taught me how to read really horribly translated English. It taught me that too.
I can see that.
Because I work with clients all over the world. So I get scripts that, they're in India, they're all over the place. And most of the time now, I'm working with people that it's translated great. And my audiobooks, I don't deal with that anymore. I've had the opportunity to work on awesome audiobooks, but getting started, you got to start where you can. When I got started, it was, I will do anything to get the experience. I needed the experience.
Right. There you go. Baby steps. You got to start where you got to start, and work your way up. Nice.
Like that. Do not despise the small beginnings.
That's right.
Everything is a learning opportunity. I would have almost paid somebody. I would have done it the other way around. Please let me read your script.
That's fun. Cool.
It's an amazing industry for people that really. I've worked really hard and I've spent a lot of time studying, and and I don't think that stops, but it's very rewarding. I love it. And it's that you get to be creative too, and you get to play with, like I said, I'm a big geek, so I love playing with my voice and doing funny stuff, and it's just so much fun.
That's cool. Have you ever done a cartoon besides the pencil thing? Like almost like a bigger scripted cartoon. You're one character out of the whole, out of a bunch of them.
Yes, I have done a couple of those. They have not gone. I have one private panini that they are they are promoting right now to get that going as a cartoon.
Oh,
And that one's almost like well, I say I'm honing my inner Dora for that voice. She is a pirate, but it's all a kids show.
oh, okay.
That one's been a lot of fun. That one's one that I'm like, oh, please let that one take off. That was so much fun. I would love to do that one.
That would be cool.
I think you were doing a recording for it. You posted it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched it.
Post that one.
There was another one that I watched you do on YouTube for a video game. Was it Gods of War?
God of War.
You know,
God
some
of War.
of them I don't even know which one it goes to. They just send me the script and I just do it. Plus, I have to admit, I have not played a video game since I played Mario. And
which version of Mario?
Nintendo or
original
Nintendo 64?
NES.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like I just tell them, give me the details, what's the character, and we go from there. And I finish them and move on. So I will not know if I have a real video game until somebody tells me.
I thought that was pretty
Gotcha.
cool when I saw your video. Were you doing, was it a kind of like a wise woman's or some kind of a witch or something like that for God of War? Was that what that was? Or
It could have been. Honestly, I know there's one. I was doing one that my daughter recognized it, and she's like, "Oh, that's." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, the one you
because I was
did
like, that was so cool. I mean, like those voices were really awesome, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool. It's for God of War. That's so cool."
Yeah, I had some buddies at work when I was telling them about it, and they're like, "Is it for the new one, the Odin and the Vikings?" I'm like, "Hey, she did mention Odin, so yeah, I guess so."
Oh, that's
Dude,
so
that's
funny.
cool. That's the
That is
newest
so funny.
God of War game coming out, man.
David apparently works with
Nice.
stoners.
I've done some anime projects too, and I honestly had never watched anime. And my daughter made me watch anime for like 2-3 days, and I was just like, okay. But
It's gonna be
is-
overwhelming.
You mean I'm not the only one that thinks that way about anime?
I
I
don't
I
have
don't like
time to
anime
watch
either too
anime. When she got me watching it, I guess there was some. Okay, I can understand why she's watching it. It's entertaining, but again,
different.
I'm getting like people that are trying to create their own program, and so I went to her the other day, and I'm like, honey. It seems like every anime script that gets sent my way is inappropriate. I'm like, and the women are like, I don't want anybody to know that I voiced that, and I'm like, what's up? Because she doesn't. The stuff that she watches isn't like that, and she's like, oh, that's because it's low budget, Mom. Like, all right.
Wow.
Nice. We got Cliff Flint on the stream.
Oh, what's
What's
up,
up,
Clifford?
He said Mario. Now we're talking. Hey guys,
I was the best at Mario.
he jumped a fence and lost his wallet.
Oh yeah,
In the
Dan, how'd that
lead.
go?
Yeah, how did that
It was-
adventure go?
Oh, it was good. Cliff Flint came over, and so did Josh Putney. They brought metal detectors and found my wallet. Here,
Oh my word.
let me show you my wallet.
Oh, we gotta have proof. I
Yes.
don't believe it.
And that's
Oh,
the
look.
metal piece. That
Oh, okay.
so
Because I was
thank
kind of
goodness
wondering
for
about
that metal piece.
Oh. Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
So was it on your side of the fence or the neighbor's
No,
side?
it was the neighbor's side where the grass is up to your knees and the leaves are brown and on the ground. So yeah, it was kind of hard to find.
Were you trespassing, Dan? What were you doing?
No, actually, that house is up for sale, and no one's has ever lived in that house since I guess 20 years or more. So, yeah.
Well, good old
That
Western
didn't answer
New
the
York.
question then, I think. How did your wallet get in the neighbor's yard?
On the other side.
Because okay, long story.
Can we not make it that long?
I'll try not to.
He was trespassing. End of story.
What happened was my wife has the van. The kids need to be picked up at 2:15. It was 2:00. I go, oh shoot, I'm late. So I put on my coat. This was in my coat pocket. I started running. My coat pocket was unzippered. The coat went voop and hit the wind. And then this slipped out. And I go, oh, my coat is now 10 times lighter than it was before, and 10 times. So it wasn't 10 times.
The wind.
But,
Wait, did you say you jumped the fence? Or
yes, I jumped the fence.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no gate to it, so I couldn't open it and walk through. So yes, I had to jump the fence. Big old me jumping that fence. Yeah, I know.
This story sounds very exciting. Probably more exciting than it really was in real life. But
it's one of those stories. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah,
exactly. It's gonna go flying over that fence.
And so I knew nobody knew about that house, and the grass was so high. I was like, forget it. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go get the van. So I had to just leave it there. So then it was the next day that Josh and Cliff came over and helped me out. And
they were the heroes.
They were
metal
the
detectors.
I had a square all raked up because I was raking the leaves, going, all right, I can fight it through these leaves. I know I can because it's heavier than a leaf. So I was raking it. I had this huge square raked up. Cliff went outside the square, and that's where he found it. And I was still looking in the square. Where is it?
So, it's only natural.
You gotta get outside the box, bro. Outside the box.
It was like a foot ahead of the square, and I was like, So he told me if I would have raked that section that day, I probably would have found it. But I got tired. It was pretty high grass.
Thanks, Cliff, for thinking outside the box, man.
That's right. So
all right.
That's a long story shortened a little bit. It was a really long story.
I liked it. Hollywood better get on it. It's a good story.
The Adventures of Dan Arena.
That's right.
Starring Dan Arena. As himself. Hey,
I'll have to have a voiceover. Angela can do a voiceover when I'm talking.
That's right.
My voice into her voice.
Mm-hmm. I'll do the intro. The movie trailer.
There you go.
That's it.
One man, one wallet, separated at the most grievous of times.
You need to write the script, Tabitha.
I'm on it.
One of the greatest short films of all time.
I can draw up Dan's character since I've already drawn Dan before. There we go. We've got this teamwork. There we go.
Sweet.
All right. I got my final question for you, Angela. Since here on Inside the Booth, we love Jesus, and based on one of your comments you made on one of our faith review shows, can you tell us a little bit about your faith?
Dan's disadvantage.
Sure. I have grown up in a Christian home. It's the only way I know, but that has nothing to do with your faith in the long run. You know, I had to decide at one point. My husband and I, we did get married young, and we had kind of stopped going to church for a while, and you know, went and did our own thing. And then after, I know, right? But after my husband and I got married, both of our parents ended up going through divorces.
Oh,
And
sure.
as adults, we couldn't lean on our parents because they were going through their own crisis. It was literally like within a very short amount of time, both parents went through that. And we were married young and kind of in that I don't like you very much phase. I love you, but I don't like you.
Been there, done that.
I
that
think
happens.
and we had started going to a church that was really, really different than what we had ever experienced. And we were there for a couple of years, and I really, really liked that pastor and his wife. But I think what it made us do, both of us had grown up in a Christian home, and we had grown up going to church, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. My mom was a song evangelist, so I was in concerts and camp meeting and revival all the time. My husband's dad was an evangelist, so we both had the same unusual upbringing.
Awesome.
But going to that church where they didn't believe like we were taught, it really made me question what I did believe. And it made me stronger in my faith, because I realized, no, this is what I believe. And I'm grateful for my upbringing. It doesn't matter what has happened with my parents. I am connected to my faith. We found a church that we loved, where we could grow. We found people that could mentor us, to be a solid Christian family, to strengthen and grow together as husband and wife that didn't particularly like each other. We found mentors to be in parenting. I think having that church, having Christ as my savior, solidified who I was.
It's good.
It enabled us to get married young and go through those horrible times and still know that we're not leaving each other, because we're solid in our faith and we knew we made that commitment. Having that church family gave us security, gave us somebody to cry on, gave us an outlet when we needed it. I love my relationship with Christ is very, very important to me. But also that foundation of having somebody that you can grow with and lean on is also very important. So there you have it. There's my.
It's beautiful.
Good.
I was born and raised in the church, but honestly, it doesn't mean anything until you make it your own. And so I would say early adulthood is when I finally made it my own.
That's awesome. Yeah. Amen.
That's great.
So how does that play out in this industry that you're in now with voiceover artist work? How does that play out? Like, how do you
filter the anime?
Yeah. How do you exactly. How do you filter those things?
She doesn't.
I just have to decide. I have to decide what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do. And I don't know where this came from, but I've said it for years. I didn't create it. I'm not that creative, but somebody said years ago, I picked it up, but you have to work like it all depends on you and pray like it all depends on God.
I like
oh Lord. It's so true.
That.
I'll work. If you send me the work, I'll work.
It's good. It's a good attitude to have, though.
I take that to heart. I work like it does all depend on me, but I know that I'm not that vain to think that it all depends on me.
For sure. That's why you're still able to do the things you're doing. Like, you still have that business, right, as the salon owner. So,
yes.
I mean, some people, probably like myself, if I had a business and then I wanted to do something else, I'd be like, well, I'm done with that other spot. Adios, people. Love you. Gonna hand it off to somebody else who loves this job as much as I used to. I'm going down this road now. That's just me. That's my personality. So, but it's pretty cool though that you're able to keep going, with both. And
well, God has definitely put me in that salon business. It was it changed our family's life. It's been
Hey, Dex.
an amazing source of income for our family. We've grown that business from nothing to a large successful business, and I know God put me there. So if I can still provide income for families, by owning that, then he's going to have to tell me when it's time to step away from that.
That's awesome.
And it's such a blessing. I feel overwhelmingly blessed to have that. So,
So how often do you go back to visit your hair salon?
I still go in 3 days a week.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
Listening to Inside the Booth.
That's right.
What I'm doing there. But my employees, they know I love them and I'm still there. And they know that I do this too. And they know that their boss is a crazy person. But
it's such a unique job to be a voice actor. Like, I can't imagine, like, with your grandkids as they get older, be like, my grandmother, she makes voices for people, or the fact voice actor. Like, how many people know a voice actor? It's not necessarily a very commonplace job. So it's really cool to, I think, like, to be able to know somebody that does that. And it just, I don't know. I love the unusual jobs, jobs that we need, but nobody ever talks about. Like, I mean, we're, of course, since the movie industry and radio and stuff like that, of course, we have voice actors, but you don't really think about it as a job. Like, somebody's doing this. We just don't think about it.
Right.
And so I think that's really cool.
That's kind of, honestly, that's kind of what drew me into getting to know Angela and watching her stuff, was because I'm like, a voice actress? What? That's very creative. I mean, somebody has to, change the way they sound and become a character. You don't see the actual person's face, but you hear their voice. And it's like, this is unique. And just like Tabitha, I like unique stuff. So
yeah,
I love watching voice actors. Like, I love getting behind the scenes footage of movies, cartoons, and things like that, and just watching them get into it. Or like, you see Andy Serkis, the guy who voiced Gollum, and like spit's literally running out of his mouth.
Gross.
I mean, it's gross, but it's so cool, like how invested people get. Like, you just don't realize how strenuous, I would assume, the job can be when you're trying to just use your voice to portray so many emotions and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's a good
There's
point.
a lot of voiceover work that is long form narration, like the audiobooks that Dan said about e-learning is huge for a voice artist. And so, commercials, they're only 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 15 seconds. But a lot of that stuff I'll do in my booth, in my chair. But when it comes to character work, the chair gets pushed aside, the mic gets raised up, the screens get raised up. It is
crack the knuckles,
all in. Yeah, I'm sweating when I'm done.
See, and that's just not something you would think about unless somebody actually told you or showed you the experience, which again, I think is just so cool. You might think it's something so simple. Oh, she just talks like a different person. And I guess if you really wanted to water it down to its basic explanation, yeah, but so much goes into it. The whole body goes into it. The mental capacity goes into it. It's brilliant.
The first time I did my taxes with my accountant, the first time I said, and there's this business. He looked at all my paperwork and he looked at all my information. He goes, wow, this is like free money. And I was like, right. First time I ever wanted to just reach over and smack the guy. Like,
in the name of Jesus. I can see that. Yeah. It's kind of like as me being an artist, somebody's like, oh, well, you could just paint, a thing. Like, excuse me, you don't ever just paint a thing. Okay. Like, I've got to spend like 3 days just thinking about the thing before I even figure out how to paint the thing. Doesn't work like that. See, you're an artist, you understand, you don't just ever do the thing. Yeah.
Dan, what kind of artwork do you do?
He grows a beard.
Beard work.
I grow beards.
Yard work. Yes.
He
makes
makes
boxes.
squares out of leaves in his front yard.
In the neighbor's yard.
In the
You know
neighborhood.
You know what's funny is so when my brother and I started doing this inside the booth back in 2017, he was living in Orlando at the time, and I had just recently moved to Florida. It was really cool. God reconnected us.
I do Photoshop.
And he does Photoshop. Yeah. But when we started, it was just doing this. I didn't think anything of like creative, like, oh, this is going to be creative. This is a creative job. Not really thinking about it in that manner. And truth is, doing YouTube and podcasts and all this stuff
work I've ever done in my whole freaking life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not getting paid.
Oh, you're getting
That's
paid.
not
all right.
true. We have our patrons on Patreon, which we appreciate,
true.
by the way. So please
Oh,
visit
yes,
us
that's
there
true.
if you're
Thank you.
consider supporting us.
Yes.
That's
And anyways, so he my brother, it was definitely a God thing putting this together, because it wasn't like it kind of felt like out of the wind. But my brother and I, growing up, we loved doing movies. We loved filming. We loved getting I was a youth pastor at one point, and we got the whole entire youth group involved in our movie that is still yet to be produced at one point in our lives, maybe when we're like 60.
For the grandkids.
For the grandkids.
Grandkids.
For the grandkids. My brother's finally going to finish editing it for the grandkids.
Only for them.
But we really were inspired. But we made some choices along the way that didn't take us where we really wanted to go. And then how faithful our Father is in heaven. He brought it back together. He brought us to this place, and it's just amazing how this stuff works as creatives. And even right now, I'm transitioning into a ministry called Artisan, which is about reaching out to the creative community in Sarasota, Florida. So if you know anything about Sarasota, we have the Ringling Brothers, we have all of these film type people, college kids in the area, and so this is just pretty unique how God has done what he's done. And so I just, like, again, going back to meeting Angela on Rumble of all places, who would have thought? Because I'll be honest with you, Rumble is hard to work with. Like, you don't get as many subscribers. People are just like, they get on there and they're like, Rumble, what is this? And then they leave. And you're like, so yeah. So anyway, so it's pretty cool how God brought even bringing Angela together with us, like, I'm like, oh, look, a voiceover artist. Hey, I'm going to start following her and start asking questions.
Here's what Cliff said about me editing. I'm a perfectionist, editing perfectionist. That's why it's been so long. Get off his
which we have to give credit to Clifford, because he's in that movie.
That's right. That's right. He is in that movie.
He was one of the youth in that movie at the time.
That's right.
And how old is he now?
How old is he now?
Not youth.
30 something.
Not youth.
He's a young adult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was told young adults are 35 now. So
really?
Yeah.
Back in my time,
18 to 35.
Yeah, 18 to 35, right? Back when I was a young adult, it ended at 25. So I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Right. I
thought it ended at like
it.
24.
I'm cool with that change. I normally don't like change. I'm cool with that.
Well,
Cliff is 36.
I still can't make it. I'm 40.
I don't mean either.
Sorry, guys. You're not in my wheelhouse anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not a young adult no more either, so don't worry about it, bro.
A couple more years, I won't be in the wheelhouse either. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. A couple more years, I'll be hitting that big 4-0.
We'll pray for
Oh, my
you.
word. You're still a babe.
Yeah. Thanks.
Dan, you're still a babe. You still got it.
How about the baby?
Clifford's 36. He just posted his age. Cliff, yep. I didn't realize you were 36 now. Holy crud. Oh. Yep. JT, you're 39. A year behind me. Nice.
Sweet.
Well, do you ever have to do vocal warm-ups, Angela? Like exercises? Do you have to do that regularly, or do you just do it right before you go to work? Like you do a job, or?
I actually I get up at like crack of dawn. So I'm up at 4:45 every day.
It's rough.
Just because my husband is up that early. So I've just discovered that, if I just get up with him, I get some time with him before he leaves for the day, and then I'm up. So I usually turn the radio on and start singing along and stuff like that. But honestly, I found that the best way that I can warm up my voice is exercise in the morning.
Really?
I make myself exercise for half an hour at least. It just gets my blood going. It gets me awake. It gets me up. It makes me. I'm drinking water. Before I grab my coffee and then go into that booth. But there are warm up exercises that you can do. But I prefer to just sing, be a little crazy before I go in.
There you go.
Nice.
I've seen some of those exercises.
Warm up for vocal cords.
It's where the lips are fluttering and the weird. I was wondering if you stand in your booth sometimes and just kind of like.
I was in choir, all through school, and we used to always do those warm ups. So sometimes you will find me walking the dog in the morning. I'll be out walking the dogs and doing those warm ups that we used to do in high school choir. So my neighbors, they don't know what to think. They have no clue what happens in here.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That's great. Yeah.
Out there at the crack of dawn going, "May me mama moo."
Maybe they'll just think you're, I don't know what denomination you are. Maybe they just think you're like Pentecostal or something.
Yes. Good old AG people.
That's right. Good old Pentecostals.
No, I'm Nazarene. We don't do that.
I'm Baptist. We don't do that either.
Woo!
Growing up with a mom that sang in churches all over the place, though, man, I loved being in all those different churches. That was so much fun.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Meet
It is
people.
pretty cool.
I was sitting in the front row one morning, chewing on a piece of gum that my mother had just given me, and the pastor up front goes something about doing so and so is as bad as chewing gum in church. And we're both like,
and you just stop and you kind of tuck it in your cheek. I've been there.
Yeah. Swallow your gum. Whoops, was that bad?
I've literally kept gum hidden next to my teeth, like for an entire service, because somebody said something like that when I was younger. I'm like, yeah, and of course, you said you're sitting closer to the front, so he must have spied you or something like that.
He was definitely preaching at us.
And then you wait for him to look to the other side of the church so you can shift the gum to the other side if you want. That's what so he didn't spot you.
So my brother and I, we didn't grow up in one denomination. My mom kind of like took us everywhere. So we were in a Calvary chapel. Yes, we were in a Calvary chapel, went to a Baptist, to an Elam. Elam is Pentecostal, so Pentecostal, back to a Baptist, back to Calvary chapel, and then church. To an Assemblies of God church, where I actually then became an Assemblies of God pastor through that. Pastor.
So you're a First Nazarene Baptist Costal 7-day Orthodox Lutheran.
You got it, sister. You got it. And don't forget what my African brothers do. They say they're reverend, prophet, teacher, pastor, PhD, you name it. They got every
It doesn't
title.
quite roll off the tongue, though.
No, it doesn't. But it's just that many titles before their name.
Yeah, right.
So, if you've ever been to Africa, I mean, they're loving people. The people in Africa are great. I've been there twice, and they're great people. They'll give you the shirt off their back, even though they don't have a shirt to give. They'll give it to you. And but their leadership is just funny because they have like those 4 or 5 titles before their name. So it's just funny stuff. Yeah, the culture is definitely different.
I think they're like that in the Philippines too. I know several people there too, and they definitely like their titles. R2, perfect segue. Perfect segue. R2.
I remember this stuff happening in Ghostbusters.
That all being said, hey, you get a bunch of religious people together. You're going to talk about something religious. You're going to make fun of something you grew up with.
Oh, I know. I have so many good stories.
Awesome. Well, okay, that's a good segue. Dan, take us into the movie review. So for all of you who have not seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, spoilers, and you don't want to be spoiled,
that's right.
You're going to have to leave. And then come back and watch this again afterwards to get our take on it.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Bye, JT.
This is Dan's duck call.
We'll let you know, JT, when to come back. I'll message you on Twitter when we're done. Then you come back. So there we go. You like that duck call, Tabitha?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Awesome.
You'll find a flock of them outside your house tomorrow.
I loved that game, Duck Hunt. That was fun. I don't know why my brain
on to the movie.
Yes, on to the movie.
On to the movie.
Ghostbusters. All right, everybody. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. We want to talk about this. All right. How are we going to do this? Do you want me to just talk about the plot?
So, yeah, just like normal. Just 5 categories. Normal
you want to go
review.
First?
No.
Tabitha? She raised her hand.
No. Go ahead. No, I said 5.
She said 5 categories.
I thought you raised your hand.
Just like a man, not listening.
That's nothing new there.
Okay. So, yes, the plot. Am I going first? That's what we said, right? All right.
How about we do this? You go first, then Angela, then Tabitha, then myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
This is my first time. All right. The plot of the movie I thought was very fantastic. Where, okay, this definitely spoilers. I can say it, right? I can say it now.
Yes. Okay.
We gave them a warning.
Egon.
If they haven't left by now.
Okay. That's right. Okay. Egon Spangler in the beginning of the movie is in his truck. He's driving down, trying to catch this Gozer the
Gardarian.
Yeah, Gardarian. That's what it was. I thought I was going to say it wrong. That's why I was hesitated. Okay, so, and he had to catch one of the dogs, the terror dogs, to be able to get one of the other ones to chase him or something. So, anyways, he did that. And he failed miserably because he forgot to pay his electric bill or something. And when he stepped on the pedal, and then he died. And then there you go, Afterlife. Now he is Afterlife. Obviously, it's about the kids. It's about his daughter and then his grandkids come back because now they're poor. They can't pay their rent. So they're like, well, my father left a house to me. I'm surprised he left me anything. So she went over there and looked at the house. Everybody thought it was haunted or something, but it kind of, I guess you could say it kind of was haunted with Egon Spangler. Then Egon's like, oh, my family's here. So he's starting to help them and show them things about being a Ghostbuster. And then eventually Phoebe is the one who kind of picks up the reins of what Egon was doing there, and figures it out. Long story short, then her and her brother, a couple friends, then they start busting the ghosts and try to get Gozer the Gargarian or whatever her name is. The whatever Gozer the Destructor. I'm gonna say that. They get her to follow him, and then they trap her, and because she was gonna like destroy the world or something like that. So
Of course.
and then Egon, oh man, it made me cry at the end. Egon, when they're Phoebe's shooting the wand at the the proton stream at Gozer. Gozer's doing her electrical fingers. It's like a clash. Everybody's seen something like that before, but then
Very
Star
Harry
Wars.
Potter, yeah.
yeah, very, very Star
Either
Wars. Harry Pottery or what got me what really got me is when you see Egon's hand come out, and now it's almost physical. He helps her hold the wand and helps her to beat the bad guy. It was awesome. It was kind of like saying, "Don't give up," And he was there going, "Don't give up," because he saw, obviously everybody's like going, "Oh, Gozer's beating us," And then, yeah, it was emotional at the end. I cried and I cried. And I cried.
Okay.
His son
All
probably
right.
looking at him like, "Dad, what's wrong? What are you doing?" It's
He did look at me when I went. But it was a really good movie. I loved it. The jump scares were kind of the only issue I had about the jump scares was that it was predictable. You knew it was going to happen when it was going to happen. But other than that, I liked the movie.
You give it a
I
point,
loved it.
Dan.
Yes, I give the plot a point. Now, obviously, you guys could probably explain it all better than I can at the moment, but my head's everywhere about that movie.
Sweet. Angela, you're up. Tell us
Okay,
what you think
I
about
never
the
did
plot.
this before. This is my first time.
Yes, it's
So-
okay.
But
So
I gotta
it is-
say,
okay.
it was such a feel-good movie. I felt like
was.
I was watching it like I was a kid again, watching the original one. It was the same ghosts, which I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! It's the same ones. It's so awesome!" And when Paul Rudd went running through the Walmart and the dog was chasing him, I looked at my husband and I'm like, "All I can see is Rick Moranis." It was so
Yeah.
funny. And the tiny little marshmallow men. Oh, I love that.
I know.
They were like
The
my favorite.
mini
part.
Stay Puffs.
Yes, the
those
mini
were
Stay
cute.
Puffs. They were
Yeah.
awesome. Like, what a great way to bring back that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
It was
Without
only
awesome.
thing-
doing it, yeah.
The only thing that I said at the end was they didn't have Slimer anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I
Yeah.
that was the whole Ghostbusters. I watched the Ghostbusters cartoon as a kid, so
See, that's the problem.
so
No.
yeah, so I really like Slimer. I was like,
Yeah,
he wasn't
definitely.
anywhere. So, but that metal eating thingy reminded you of Slimer.
Yeah, I think that's probably
They
what they're trying to
replaced
go for.
Slimer.
Yeah.
Now, I did see a thing last night where Slimer and Ghostbusters 2 are still canon. You'll find out later on in life. So apparently they're going to be making more movies. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I heard they were going to make a
Yes.
show,
Oh, maybe a show. I don't know.
like a
Ah.
series.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. Either way, it would be awesome.
I did, Phil. You just didn't see me.
Oh, and you know what? I loved that little kid podcast. I loved him.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast.
Podcast
Oh,
was
he
fun.
was great. He
He
kind of
was
reminded
fun.
me of Dan in the beginning when he was introducing himself. He was just talking about like, I'm into the paranormal and the aliens and Illuminati and
I was a little concerned when they got everybody out of jail except him. I was like, "Hey, did they let podcast in jail?"
just kind of left him there. Yeah. I didn't
Poor
even
kid.
notice that. You're right, though. Like, I guess his parents just got him out.
Yeah, I guess we didn't need to see it, I guess. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, they left podcast in there.
Yeah.
There are
I
some
loved
things
it.
you got to forgive, I mean,
Yeah.
because there
There's
are little
some-
bits and pieces of the movies that you're like, they probably shouldn't have been there. things like that. But
And well, we went
or
Friday
that didn't make
night,
sense because of
and
another
the theater
scene
was
after.
packed.
Really?
Oh,
Good.
really?
Good.
And I said to my husband, this is the first time we've gone to a movie since COVID where the theater was full. We like movies, so we've not stopped going. As soon as they were reopened, we were going, but we would be like the only people in the theater. It was full. It was loud. There was a lot of kids. There was a kid sitting beside my husband that narrated the whole movie. There was you said about the jump scare, Dan. I don't even remember what part it was, but there was one part that got me. I literally went I was
waiting to do that
because
I did too.
Out loud. But
That's
I don't
funny.
even remember what part it was.
I think it was when one of the terror
couple.
dogs came out of like a hole or something, was it?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
like a closet.
That was
or
for
some
me.
sort. Yep. That was
Oh my
yours?
gosh, and
Okay.
I loved that old
Yep.
man down there in the mine shaft or whatever they were in. I kept thinking,
Oh,
why is he there in a casket? And they did answer that.
Yeah,
but
they did. Yeah.
yeah.
I was still a little bit confused
Goes,
with that part, even when
I'm
they
here to
answered
rule
that. I'm
with
like,
you for all eternity.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just rip you in half.
Yeah, that's a
I
god
was
I
like,
want to serve.
Oh, that was the end of that one. Okay.
Yep.
imagine being in that box for all those years and finally meeting the person you want to meet, and they're like, "I don't need you." You're out. Would you give
Okay,
the
so-
plot of this movie a point, Angela? Do you like
Yes.
the whole premise of the film?
I do. I definitely give it a point.
Awesome.
Good. Good. We're in good company.
Yes.
Tabitha, your turn.
I thought the plot was good. Like overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I told Dan yesterday, I'm like, this is a movie, and I haven't said this in a long time. I think a lot of people same thing. This is a movie that I would watch over and over again. I'd gladly get it on DVD. Like you could even watch it by yourself, like a standalone film, really, because it just
I
didn't
sure did.
have. It didn't have the. You didn't have like the agenda we were always talking about. Like the wokeness. I didn't get an impression of any wokeness in this film at all. It was just like you said, a feel good
pushing
movie,
anything.
a great adventure. Like David said, great story. It was about the story. It wasn't about anything else. I have to say, now don't crucify me here, all right? But I have to say the ending for me was a little too sentimental. Like I was like, okay, what is this? A Disney princess movie? But I don't mind that it was a tribute. Obviously, it was a tribute to Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
But it just got to me a little too much at the ending.
Well, you know
because
what I liked about it that was funny was that Winston Zeddemore was looking at him like,
it was funny.
and then
Bill Murray's character just
Bill
kinda
Murray's like, yeah, and he was
whatever.
like, welcome back, and,
My
Dan
issue
Aykroyd
with
goes,
that-
hey, sorry I didn't believe you, and that was it. I mean, it's not like they were like moved by it because they know ghosts, I guess, or something.
I guess which is something that kind of confused me about it was like they
funny.
had all those traps and they trapped all the ghosts, but Egon was left behind.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was wondering.
He went into the Force.
That's right.
Apparently.
He was a Force ghost.
Apparently. And so I don't really have a problem with that. Like it didn't hurt the movie or anything. It's just my own personal feelings. I'm like, okay, they're kind of really trying to drive this home that this movie is a tribute to Harold Ramis. And so I mean, I knew a lot of that was going to be in there, but it was just kind of like, all right, like, just
Yeah, I did.
be gone, But like Dan was saying too, like just little thing. I love the kids' bravery in this movie. Like the girl is playing chess with nobody, and she's okay with that. She's following lights down the hallway, and when she slid down the pole into the darkened basement, I'm like, girl, no.
Yep.
Yeah. Did
Into
you
the
hear? Did you hear it though when she slid down the pole for the first time? That was the same slide down pole that Dan Aykroyd did in the first movie. The same sound. The same exact one. That was
Isn't
awesome.
it the same sound everybody makes when they slide down a pole?
No, the other guys when the mother did it, it wasn't the same sound.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
there is a true fan. He
Right,
That's
recognized
right.
the sound effects.
This is Star Wars for my brother. Ghostbusters.
That's
But
right.
the-
That's right.
Honestly, guys, my biggest pet peeve in this movie, and it's the tiniest thing, because again, I really like this movie. My biggest pet peeve was how, in my opinion, how stupid it was that the mom had high heels on when she transformed into the gatekeeper. I'm like, what? When she stood on the pedestal and she was wearing high heels? What foolishness is this?
Yes.
I thought that
like
was
when
really weird.
when they talk to themselves when they're the human form. I like your eyes. Thanks.
So, I mean, I give the plot a point because I really like this. This was a really well-made movie and all that. I just thought the high heels just didn't make any sense because it didn't
Right.
fit. It wasn't like she was going out dancing. Like, Dana's character, when she
Maybe she
transformed,
was.
didn't get high heels. So it's like, I don't know why she's wearing high heels.
They matched
In-
the dress.
out- on the rocks, just walking around in the countryside with glitter high heels.
I like what Josh
But-
said.
Yeah. Let me put
Even
it up.
terror dogs
I already
like to
did.
accessorize. That's right. That's right. Bling bling.
That's why they shop at Walmart.
Eating dog food. That was
Yummy.
cool. No, I loved how they mixed the practical effect with the computer generated effect. That was awesome.
Big win for me.
All right, go ahead.
So
bro.
was there animatronics in this movie? Or was it
Yeah,
all
it
looked
computer
like it.
generated?
It was half animatronics and then half computer generated. Kind of like
well done. Well done.
yeah,
'Cause I didn't even
kinda
notice.
kind of like what was that movie? Jurassic Park. Oh yeah,
Jurassic
they
Park.
mixed it.
Well done.
Yep.
Oh
yep.
yes.
And Jurassic Park stands up to
Well-
the test of time.
So for me, I'm not going to be as long-winded. This
Thank you.
story gets a point from me.
Okay. All right.
I like
Moving
the
on.
story.
No.
I like the storyline. There's a lot of redemptive stuff in here that I picked up on, and
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed the adventure of the kids going out to what would be like a spook house, living there. And the funny thing is, none of them were really fazed by it. They were just
Yeah,
mad that they
they were
didn't have
like-
cell phone service.
Yeah.
They couldn't get to any friends. They had to drive
And there better
miles
be
away.
one bar.
So they didn't care about living in that house. They just didn't like the fact that they didn't have technology.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And then just watching them and going back to what Angela said, a feel good movie. For me, I felt like I was watching something like Jurassic Park or the movies of the mid 90s where the it was all about storytelling with great adventures. Made me
Yes.
think about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I know that was late 80s, early 90s, but Indiana
Yeah.
Jones is like an all-time favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So watching this movie in 2021 and feeling like, no propaganda. It's an adventure. They're doing stuff. They're fighting evil. Oh my gosh, these are great stories,
Yep, exactly.
And I was like, I mean, I personally, there's a lot of demonic things in the movie, but the idea of them fighting the demonic and the idea of them, taking on the evil and doing what is right is a story that will never get old.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Especially for those of us who trust in Jesus Christ. That story will always go on because he is ultimate good. He's ultimate light. He's ultimate, everything righteous, and always facing the evil in our age. And
Hey, I didn't think it was allegory
Good
time yet.
allegory time, David.
Come on,
You're a
man.
little
Right
long-winded
ahead.
over there.
You skipped ahead.
sorry. I give it a point. I'm done.
Acting. I think everybody did a wonderful job in this movie, acting wise. All the way from podcast to Dan Aykroyd, all age lengths. Pudderall was wonderful in it.
Pud?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Pud Rudd.
I'm not
Okay.
dyslexic, everybody. Paul Rudd was excellent in this movie.
Mm-hmm. He was good.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I just thought everybody was. What's the girl's name? Phoebe, the girl that played Phoebe.
McKenna
she
Grace.
did a good job. Yeah, McKenna Grace did a good job. So did that kid from Stranger Things. He did a great job.
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to eat a little more, get a little bulky. He's a little too skinny.
Well, I mean,
but it was nice that they picked people that almost looked a little bit like Harold Ramis,
Yes.
Kind of a bigger nose, the darker hair, So that was really nice. They didn't look for someone totally different and be like, oh well, these people are popular, so let's just get them.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the fact that they didn't get like popular actors. So, besides Paul Rudd, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to give other people a chance, if you will.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, acting, I give a point.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I loved, like I said, I'm such an easy sell. I loved it. There was nothing, man, growing up watching this stuff, it was just like flipping through an old, album. It makes you feel like a kid again. And the acting was awesome. I was a little worried actually when I saw that kid from Stranger Things. He's old. So the first time I saw him, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
shoot, he's old. Are they not going to do any more Stranger Things?
They are though. I think it's coming out next year. Yeah,
Are they?
Yeah, Stranger Things 4 comes out next year.
Oh, yeah, because I love that show, but
yeah,
the kids are growing up.
I know.
But I loved seeing the actors from the original. That oh, I'm like, there they are. I expected one to show up, but that did surprise me. I wasn't expecting all of them to show up, so that was really cool. But yeah, acting gets a point.
Awesome. R2 says
I mean,
Paul
not to
Rudd
think about
is
it,
the
I guess.
sexiest man alive this year.
That's true. I think he got on the list or whatever like that.
Yeah,
the list.
I give it a point too. I think it was a really well chosen cast. Obviously not thinking about the original characters because we know them as great actors and actresses, but I think they implemented them well. Like it wasn't they were there in really good ways. Like it wasn't just sporadic, like little spotted appearances. It wasn't like an Alfred Hitchcock cameo in the background or something like that. They each got individual amounts of time, and I think that was really well done. As far as the new cast, I mean, yeah, Paul Rudd he's a great actor because he seems just kind of natural and lovable at the same time. And I have to say that I think Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things and all that, I think he's a really good up and coming young actor. He's already done quite a few movies, and it just seems like he has really great talent, as well as McKenna Grace. And I just love the little guy. Logan Kim is his name. Podcast. That guy was just, we already said that, but that guy was just adorable. I loved him.
Definitely.
And I really like the fact that they didn't just make Phoebe the smart one that had all the traits from her grandfather. I like the fact that what was her brother's name, Trevor. I like that he was also mechanical. He wasn't as mechanical maybe in the way that she was with science, but the fact that he was able to basically rebuild the entire engine of the car, it seemed like.
He had help.
I thought that was a great way to showcase.
He did have help. Did you see that part?
Yeah, I thought it was great that they could showcase some of his traits, if you will, that he inherited from his grandfather without making it like she was the chosen one all by herself.
Yeah,
kind of thing. I think that was really evenly displayed. So I give it a point.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, and the appearance of Olivia Wilde as Gozart, that totally flabbergasted me because I was like, I think that's Olivia Wilde. And sure enough, it was just a tiny. She did a good job.
She did do a good
creepy.
job.
She was real creepy.
So wait a minute, she reprised her role? Is that what you're saying?
No, Olivia Wilde was not the original Gozer. Olivia Wilde is a current actress. I guess you don't know who she is. She was in Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, very cool.
It was like a Yugoslavian lady or something like that did the original Gozer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't bring back the original one for her. Maybe she's, I don't know if she's still around.
Maybe she just doesn't look the same.
Well, none of them do. I mean, that's what I was wondering, if maybe
there
they
was
just
no
wanted a
bubble
more
wrap this time.
regenerated kind of thing.
Yeah, more
obviously
like a
for
regenerate.
ghosts,
Well, because
time
it's like
don't
a god type of thing, you know,
Right,
a demigod.
right.
So they don't age. So
Demigod.
something like that. I don't know, but yeah, the
Supposed to
bubble wrap
be.
wasn't there. It was more.
like
It
rocks
was
or
more.
something.
Yeah, it was more like
Scales.
rocks or something like that.
Lizard.
But it was cool. It was cool to see the electricity kind of flowing through her body.
Uh-huh.
Man,
That
when
was
her
cool.
leg was
That was
on
cool.
the ledge of the well or whatever like that, she looked like a contortionist. It freaked me out when I first saw her. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. I guess it's my turn, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Acting gets a point. Okay, I'm done.
Sweet. I love it. I love it.
I'll be like, I
Gotta
second what
contain
they all
yourself.
said.
I don't want to go on a inside the tangent again. So
These aren't tangents. They're all related to the movie.
That's right. Cinematography. I love the cinematography.
I could
It
talk
was
about that one.
wonderful. The lighting was
You're gonna have to wait.
beautifully lit. I kind of liked the fact that they kind of had, the night scenes and then there's the day scenes and, just the switch on and off. But it seemed like it flowed well together. I love the fact that they used the animatronics with the computer graphics, practical effects mainly, and then computer graphics to, spruce it up and make it, work better. So, yeah, I just love it. I love the lighting and everything too. So it was good. They did a wonderful job with cinematography. There you go. Give it a point.
Done already. The moment you talked, I said he's giving it a point. So
Yeah, that's right. The moment I said I
get the point.
We should just do it like a voting system. You guys want to give it a point? All in favor? Aye. Boring show.
Aye.
I have to say, I never even noticed stuff like that before listening to Dan talk about. What was your the camera flares?
Lens flares.
Lens flares.
There you go, lens flare. Oh man,
He totally ruined your movie.
I know.
I know. He has
Well,
like a
that's the
vendetta.
2009 one. That's the only one. The other ones were okay. They were decent. Right?
I was like, good thing she wasn't here, man. That might have turned into a rumble.
We might have. So now I'm thinking about that stuff. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Now I
sometimes,
see
isn't it?
things I haven't seen before.
I doesn't
Veiled
seem make any
glory.
sense anymore.
I give it a point
Yeah.
because everything looked good, nothing looked weird.
Excellent.
Weirder than it
Great
was
way to
supposed
put
to.
that.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I also give it a point. I kind of like what Angela was saying. Everything looked good. It didn't look weird. I like that for a new movie, they didn't get trippy with the cool camera angles and stuff like that. Some of them were just kind of basic, simple camera slides and things like that. And so I was hoping that since it's a newer movie, it wasn't going to be like, hey, let's just do all kinds of cool wonky doodle things. And I
Yeah, that was
appreciate
good
it.
that they
And the
left it
coloring
simple.
wasn't like this Fast and Furious kind of teal orange kind of thing. I like it. I like that they kind of reserved some of that. So I give it a point as well.
Yes. All right. For me, cinematography was amazing.
All right.
Yes. Now, I want to talk about probably my favorite scene in the whole movie was when Trevor takes Ecto-1 out into the corn or like a wheat field and just rips
that was-
right
that
into
was
it.
awesome. Yeah,
I love that
awesome.
scene.
That
He was
was
having a
good.
blast in that car. I wish I had that car. I would have done that.
Man, that I know. I want that car.
Unlike in 2009 with Star Trek, where James T. Kirk takes the car and just
like you were
lets
hated
it
on
drive
that scene.
off the cliff.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Had there
heck?
been wheat in that scene, do you think you would have changed
That's
your
it.
mind? With the
Missing
wheat.
Yes. And I will give this movie an
And if you
exception.
let
There
it
was no
drive up.
campfire, but there was a lot of proton streams that made fire.
It
So
doesn't.
that's
No,
right.
it doesn't count.
Listen, I'm giving this an exception. You can't.
What
I can do
what
it.
about when they
That-
were sitting in the swing and they looked down and there was fire down?
Yes.
But that technically can't be a
Yes!
campfire, guys.
There was fire there, though.
I bet they could have roasted marshmallow there.
They could have roasted
They,
marshmallows.
well, of course they could.
This is a
have.
man's movie now.
This is not a man's movie.
There was a grill.
Remember,
there
Ever
was
After
fire in
is
the
more of a
grill.
man's movie than Rambo. Remember, we talked about this.
There was marshmallows
Okay.
melting each other on a grill. So
On a
yes.
grill, which
They
is
were
not a
roasting each
campfire.
other in Walmart.
Yeah,
Yes,
in
that
Walmart
was
of
my-
all places.
Yeah.
This is something else I had an issue with.
'Cause
Like the
propane is
appliances were
Always
turned on.
hooked up to their
Yeah.
Walmart grills. You know they are.
Yes, and
And blenders are always plugged in when you
Always
go
on.
to test them.
okay, yes. I will give. This is my only gripe about this movie. Why did Walmart have to be in it?
What's wrong with Walmart?
Because it was fun.
Because
Because everybody works at Walmart.
It's promoting
Makes-
Walmart. I don't want to
Would
see
you rather have
Walmart.
been Target?
I see Walmart on like every
Yeah.
corner where I live.
I would rather not have it been Target. So that
You wanted to be like a Ross, a Doss's? What?
Yes,
Is it?
something that you don't know about.
Oh, so
Ross.
specifically just Walmart. You didn't want it to
Wait,
be
wait.
just
How
like.
about Food Lion? Why can't we have a Food Lion in there?
you know, not
Because Food
everybody
Lion doesn't
knows
sell
Food Lion.
clean and grills and blenders.
Blenders.
They
might
got
sell
marshmallows. They got marshmallows.
They got marshmallows. They do
Oh,
got ice
And dog
cream.
food.
They got dog food. That's right.
They were cute though. Cute.
No, it's funny.
That's my only gripe. I love the
Walmart.
cinematography in this movie. It was awesome.
It was good.
And I
It was-
did like the Munchie monster. What they call him? Munchie? Where he chewed
Muncher?
up all the
Yeah.
Muncher.
Muncher.
Yep,
They
Muncher.
named him Muncher. Yeah, I like that ghost. Even though it was creepy at first and I was
Oh, yeah.
had anxiety a little bit watching this thing fly around. Listen.
It's gonna eat
Everybody
my
else
car.
went and saw this movie with friends or family. I was all by myself. It was 10 o'clock at
Same.
night. Okay, hold on. 10 o'clock
brains.
at night. Oh, you were by yourself too, Tabitha? I'm sorry.
Yep. Me and some
Well-
rude gentleman who didn't turn off his phone
Oh. Well, I was
7
literally
times.
almost the only person in that theater. You go online and you can reserve a seat and it said all seats were available. I'm like, oh, am I going to be the only person there? So I click F9, dead center. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. I get there and there's a young couple smooching. I'm like, seriously? Go smooch somewhere else. I'm supposed to enjoy a movie.
go smooch at a smoochy movie.
Yeah, go somewhere else. Young people smooching. Anyways, I give it a point. Good movie.
Talk about a tangent, David. Okay, just point that out.
Smooch.
All
All right. The score, the music of the movie.
The
I
score.
thought it was wonderful. They mixed some of the old music in with this one, and they had new kind of music. It just fit so well, and it flowed good, and it gave you kind of some of the songs, obviously, because they mixed it with the old stuff. Gives you the feeling of the nostalgic feel. It was wonderful. So I give the music a point.
I just
That's my thing too. The nostalgia. They did a really good job of just mixing enough of it in there that it warmed my heart. But if you didn't see the other ones, you still enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Mhm.
right. It
So
was
me
good.
too. I give it a point
Sweet.
because I'm so tough.
Yeah, you are tough with this movie.
Um, I think honestly my favorite part about this movie was the music. I was so impressed from the get go at how well the music was. I pay attention to that. Like when I'm watching a movie that's really interesting, and all of a sudden the music takes my attention away from the movie in a positive way. That speaks to me on so many levels because like this is some really an impressive score, and some of the music um, had a sound of a John Williams flair. And I was almost thinking to myself, did John Williams compose this music? Because it had what I like to call the butterflies. It's just the way that this guy was using his Rob Simonson. He used the flutes in a certain way that John Williams is very famous for using. That's why I call them the butterflies. But it's not him. It wasn't John Williams. But I'm like, this is so good. And like you said, a good way of putting it together and having this nostalgic value. I give it a point. I thought the music was so great. The only complaint I would have had, I think it would have been really cool when they got the car working, or when Gozer was coming and like really reviving and everything. I thought it would have been so cool if they would have inserted some of that creepy 80s music in there just to have that value to it. I'm like, that would have been, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Would have been really great. But
been interesting. That's for sure.
if I could give this section 2 points, I would, because I was literally enthralled by the music, enchanted by it.
That's awesome.
Don't worry, you don't need to add another point. This movie is gonna go, the distance. It's going the distance.
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Oh, you never know. I might half a point it on something just for funsies.
Just for funsies.
Maybe the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I say? You're welcome. It was.
You're welcome.
I couldn't help it. It just ran through my head, and I was like, "What? You're welcome." Anyways, this movie gets a point for me on the musical score. I thoroughly enjoyed every scene that they did. I especially.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. I'm gonna ask something after you're done.
Okay. Well, I just especially enjoyed the fact that it was more like, I guess you would call it like classical musical score than putting in like music from the 80s for every scene. You know, I felt like Ghostbusters 1, they had the musical classical score, but it wasn't as much. This one had more to it. And for me personally, I like that better than having lyrics, because our artists, just thinking about an artist, somebody who conducts music is creating something. And so they're telling a story through their music. Whereas you have lyrics, they're saying with the music. I'd rather just imagine it myself as the music is being played. So there's a point. I'm done. What'd you want to say, bro?
Long way to say that.
Yeah, shush it. Can't help it sometimes.
So, was anyone disappointed at all? Like in the beginning of the movie, you know how the original movies, 1 and 2, where they show a little bit of some, like the ghost thing and whatever. Then all of a sudden they do the guitar riff, and then the Ghostbuster sign comes up. Was anyone disappointed that did not happen?
No, I was actually appreciative that it didn't, because we'd already seen that for the first 3, and I apologize for including 2016. But I'm just saying,
gosh! Come on, my brain hurts. My brain hurts.
I'm just saying, because they already did that for the first 3 movies. It was nice to have a change.
That's not even canon.
Sorry,
Angela. Did you see
I'm not
2016?
saying it's canon.
Yes,
it's
I've seen them all, but I didn't even think about that at the beginning.
Oh, you did? Okay. No,
I was
just wondering,
excited to be at the theater.
Right, and I know a lot of like die-hard Ghostbuster fans. I watched a couple of their spoiler reviews, and that's something that they missed. I guess that's something that they were hoping was going to happen. And I was like, well, it was better without it, because they did do it at the end of the movie, but they didn't do it, after that one scene where Egon basically dies. So. And I'm glad they didn't do it like that. I actually think it told the story better without it. But it was still good, you know. I mean, what they did in '84 was still good too. So, so now we're to the allegory.
Allegory.
You could pull a lot out of this, actually, other than Ghostbusters 2, right, Tabitha?
You can really reached for the stars for that one.
You can really pull a lot out of this one. Yeah, I think you didn't really have one, but
I made something up that was pretty good. The first one was much better, but I don't remember what I did for the second.
But yeah, the allegory was, you can pull so much out of this. So, the whole demon versus.
Just pick one.
Okay, pick one. I'm gonna pick the one where Grandpa Egon, when he kind of guides his family through the way, like Jesus would guide us. Even though we can't see him, he still helps us through everything and encourages us to keep going stronger and to keep pushing through, because in the end we'll win. So Egon was there to do that for his family, especially his granddaughter, and I thought that was one very wonderful. That was one of the allegories that I liked in the movie. So I'll stick to that one. But yes,
give it a point.
Give it a point for all the other allegories too.
17 points.
Point for that one. Point for this one.
Okay, well, this might be a stretch, but we were talking last night after we left why Egon did not get sucked into the traps, just like all the other ghosts as well.
Right.
So
maybe because he was a good ghost and not a bad
That's
ghost.
what I was going to say. So maybe this is just a story of good and evil. Good always wins. And maybe all this time the Ghostbusters are trapping ghosts that were only evil. I don't know, because when they were all done, he turned to white and went up.
Right. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was that's what we actually talked about last night. Like, maybe he didn't get sucked into the traps because he was the only good guy.
Well,
that's actually an interesting thought.
Yeah, because
very good.
The ghosts that were with Gozer, right? That's what they say, Samaritan god.
Sumerian.
Sumerian, whatever, one of those Middle Eastern gods.
Well, it's different.
They're all the same. If you really look into the gods of the world, they all fall under the same.
I meant the Sumerians and the Samaritans.
Oh. Oh yeah, good point. My bad. Sorry. Anyways. So that good versus evil, right? So that's demonic versus angelic is how I see it. So
yeah, exactly.
Did you skip me, David?
No, I didn't give mine. I was just bouncing off
I think you gave two now. One in the beginning of the one now. And
getting on Dan's case.
You're gonna do another one.
17 allegories.
Yeah.
Just, go ahead, helping everybody. I'm just trying to be a helper.
I'm kind of like Angela. Like, I didn't go to this movie looking necessarily for all of the different categories. Like, it's hard. Right. It's hard when you're going to see something that you want to see, especially for the first time, and you want to just enjoy it. I was telling Dan last night, I'm sitting in the theater and I'm just watching this movie and I'm like, oh, this is so great. And all of a sudden in the back of my mind, I'm like, is the music any good? Where's the allegory? I'm like, no, I really should have watched this twice, one to enjoy it and then one for the job, if you will. But I would say it was a little bit difficult for me to find some allegory. I mean, I could, like you said, it's kind of very obvious with like the family reuniting and stuff like that. But I'm going to go a little bit more of a funsy kind of route with a little deep meaning. I was thinking of Podcast and how he was chronicling his journey, and it really picks up on episode 46, and how he just did it and he kept up with it and he didn't care that he was probably one of the town weirdos, right? And when he found out that one of the original Right. I told you, podcast is Dan. When he found out that one of the original Ghostbusters was his subscriber, I thought that was pretty magical. And so I would just say that I pull from that is like, stick to what you love because you never know who's listening.
That's right. That's it.
Good.
Right there.
And,
Bam.
you know.
Boom.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's right.
All right. My turn.
So wait a minute, was that
You
a
already
point or
went.
no?
So anyway, skip David.
I got another one.
No, I give it a point.
I got another one. I already wrote down.
That's 3.
I figured you did.
Okay.
Okay. So here's my third one. My fourth one. So this one jumped out at me like hardcore for me personally. So when Phoebe was telling the rest of the family how much Egon gave up to protect them, to be the watchman, as I would say, the watchman on the wall, and watch over humanity. That speaks to me about God's people who should be interceding in prayer and being the watchmen on the wall as the days get closer to Jesus' return, because we need to be interceding for others who do not know Christ, praying them in, discipling them, spending time with them so that they can see what a real Christian looks like and acts like. Not the fake Christians that just attend church on Sunday and then they do their thing the rest of the week, but really just here doing life with people. So when she was talking about how Egon, her grandfather, he sacrificed everything for this call to be a watchman. It just made me think of what we as believers, as we count the cost, right? We count the cost to follow Christ. Are we going to give up everything to follow Jesus and become the watchman that he's called us to be, so that we can help others find the way? So that really spoke a lot to me when I saw that scene. I was like, wow, prayer is powerful. So
sappy,
awesome.
David. I'm just kidding. Wow.
Good.
So can you give that a point?
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Half a point.
That's basically 3 points now, isn't it, for allegory
I
for
know,
him?
right? Exactly. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Well,
Awesome.
so this movie here on Inside the Booth, our first pop culture movie of the 2021 season.
It's not true. I did Black Widow.
Oh, that's true. You did
true.
on your own.
Yeah.
My bad.
On your own.
Live. First live.
Yeah, this is the first live one. Yep.
Yes, first live where we're all gathered together. Anyways, so 20 points. This movie's top notch. Go see it.
Yeah.
And of course, most of you who left are going to go see it and come back and watch it.
Anyways,
Tell you to go see it again.
Nice. Played by the rules. Yep. Yeah, it was wonderful movie. That's right. I actually got who is it? James Cully, one of our guests from the Star Wars month. He said that because of my review on it, even though it was spoiler free when I posted it on Facebook, he said it makes me want to go see the movie. So
he
goes, "That's what I needed." That's right. That's right. You never know who's watching.
Dan called and I came back.
Yeah. Well, I told him I'd message him, so that's what I was doing.
Welcome back, JT.
Oh my word.
Now, after you see this movie, you got to come back and watch the second half of this.
Yeah, that's right. David is the Winston of Inside the Booth. Shows up late, does nothing.
What? Wait.
He does stuff.
Hey, Winston does stuff. I don't know about David, but Winston.
Listen, you all don't know. Maybe sometime down the road, I will be like Winston, paying for my brother's rent.
That's right. You never know. You never know.
That's right.
That's true. He does become the. Woo.
I like it.
Anyways, yeah. So that's a good movie. Everybody needs to go watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and
Yeah.
that being said, because of course we're getting close to closing out Ghostbusters month.
basically.
We do have our special giveaway. Don't forget,
Yes,
people.
that's
We have
what-
been having some awesome submissions for our giveaway, and
Yes.
you can go on InsideTheBoothTV.com to see some of the submissions that have been put up there. Some of them are just fantabulous. I had my first. Fan art done of myself, which is how you can enter our competition. Is that if you would take any of the members of Inside the Booth, or all of us if you want to, but you can do as individually if you'd like, as Ghostbusters, and then post it on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and tag us and show us your artwork. It can be done on Photoshop. It can be done paper, canvas. You can sculpt us. You can make us out of wax if you want to. It doesn't matter. As long as you make us look like Ghostbusters, you can enter to win this awesome stuff. You can enter to win
That's
a really
right, that's
awesome
right.
handmade poster made by myself with some original art. You can get some 3D printed stuff of the Ghostbusters symbol. You can get the movies. We're going to add some Inside the Booth merchandise, and also a Peter Venkman figurine. It's going to be really awesome. So be sure to, like I said, follow us here on the YouTube page and on all our other social media outlets, and we like to interact with everybody. And of course,
Sorry,
I have briefly
JT.
mentioned.
Hang on. JT, you got to make your own spaghetti and eat your own food. We don't do that for you. I cook for enough people at my mom's restaurant.
I was like, how does that come into play? I'm like, when do we start talking about food?
I thought he was gonna make you guys out of spaghetti.
Oh, unless you make us out of
Yes, you could
spaghetti.
make us out of
do that.
spaghetti. Any medium you
would be
choose.
Hard to do, but you could.
That
do
would
it.
be hard to do. I'd love to see it. I mean, carve us out of an avocado, for crying out loud. That would be really awesome.
Avocado.
But you can also support us on Patreon. We appreciate everybody who has already become members over there, or excuse me, patrons over there. And we hope to see some more because, of course, we want to see Inside the Booth grow. We're going to have some really cool stuff coming in 2022. We're going to be upgrading some things and including brand new merchandise, as well as some videos that are for patrons only. So if you want to be on the up and up and witness all the greatness that is to come in the new year, then please be sure to support us. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. Or if you are feeling really generous, Dan has allowed you to have the opportunity to make a donation of $1,000. So
That's right.
it could happen. Mr. Beast does exist on the internet, so you never know. But yes,
right.
Absolutely. So thank you all for being with us. It was quite fun.
Yes.
Yes.
So on that note, have a good night.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
And thank
you
you,
for
Angela,
having
for
me.
being
It was
with
a
us.
blast.
Yes.
It was good having you,
enjoyed
Angela.
Yes. Angela.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
So everybody, goodbye. Let's all wave and can we
wing hugs.
freeze? Oh, wing hugs. That's right. Let's do wing hugs.
We do wing hugs here. David hates wing hugs. You're meant to do it with love, David.
All right, goodbye, everybody.